I see a vampire with a golden tooth. Let's turn this. About here. Let's take a look-see-doodle. 6 months ago, you died. Damn. Oh, are we clicking? There's no click to continue button here anywhere on screen, so it's kind of hard to know. To click. I just figured it was auto-playing. The story of your life is yours to celebrate, mourn, or forget. This is the story of your death. Or her. What is your name? This may not have been your name in life, but it is the name that you now wear. All else is your business, casting as much or as little light on your path as you choose. Enter your name. Examples. We have such examples as Alexis, Todd, or Amelia Roy. Uh-huh. Can I get some more name examples, please? Logan Warren. Uh-huh. Theodore Duncan. The old Double D. This is who I am. A fine name. May you wear it well. Thanks. I will. Everything began with the stranger. They took you into their life, and then took yours. Their blood now runs through your veins, and you carry their memory in your flesh. But who were they? A drifter. A rumor. They moved from town to town, fading like a bad memory. Why did they choose to bring you along? That's their secret to know. Just as yours is why you parted ways. Your hunting skills are unmatched among your peers. You develop suspicion at a greatly reduced rate. You can wield any weapon like an expert. You're immune to the effects of tainted blood, which would otherwise greatly limit you until it wears off. You develop new skills at a greatly increased rate. The Shadow. I am the heir of the Shadow. Your new lineage is one of pain and potential stretching back centuries from the darkest legends of every corner of the world where people had cause to fear the night. What is your story? Mandarin. Your natural talent allows you to use your gift more regularly. You're an expert at seduction and manipulation. You gain wealth and prestige at a greatly increased rate. There are few who cannot intimidate with your presence. You gain more benefit from your companion skills. You gain Mandarin. Pretty cool character choices. Seduction. You're an expert in seduction, manipulation. All right, we'll do that. We're sneaky and we're sexy. Everybody knows that vampiric powers are a myth, propaganda, fantasy. Everybody is wrong, as you learn shortly after your awakening. But what new power waited on the edge of possibility? I got a rat. I got a pet rat. This can also allow you to see through your minion's eyes. Light is a natural enemy of the Shadowmancers. You have a chance to automatically turn the tide of losing battles. This enables you to witness echoes of trauma and the recently deceased. Other vampires are immune to mesmerism. Tenebrine form. Light is a natural enemy of the Shadowmancers. Shadows are your cloak. You can shift into darkness at will. To evade your enemies or transcend the limits of physical flesh, it is a power that few have even heard of, let alone mastered. I'm not taking the rat. Get out of here with your rat. You always excelled in scholarly pursuits, including history, geography, and the world languages. Somewhere your achievements hang upon a wall as a testimony to all that your teachers had to impart. Life and death taught you many things. What is your primary sphere of knowledge? Culture, technology, academia, street, or occult? You've learned the language of the gutter and the lessons of experience. You hear the unspoken words of the street and know all the steps of its complex dance. What others consider forbidden arts, you think of as light reading. You may or may not have picked up much of the practical, but your mind is a codex of stolen secrets. From scientific discoveries to fixing computers, there is little in the modern world you cannot master, or at least turn off and again, until it works. You are well versed in all of the arts, from painted masterpieces to classic opera. Perhaps you have even been known to create your own works and earned a measure of acclaim. Cults. Street or riot. Fuck! Very well. These are the cards that fate has dealt you. Do you accept them? I do. This is who I am in the dark. This is who I am in the dark. Then let us begin. Let us begin. I don't know. I don't know who really is. Prologue. A Second Life. Streets of Cradlebridge. Another night, the same thirst. Rain pours down onto the naked city, as cold and oppressive as ever. The night is no longer quiet, and never still. Not since the veil fell, when the world learned that there were monsters living among them. Monsters like you, no longer protected by the shadows. Knock on Elijah Morrow's apartment door. This is the place, deep in the tenements of Cradlebridge. Hey down there. Hey down here. Need help? Stone Cold, pal. I'm your Stone Cold pal. Hover over the stuff down here. I'll tell you what it is. The rest, I'll do what I can. Oh, sorry. That's the little gremlin talking. That's the little guy. Hey, fuck you, man. Yeah, I'm the real star of this show, baby. Hey, fuck you, gremlin. Don't poke me. Hey, mind your business. Fire in my eyes every time. Yeah, that's right. Force the door down. Attempt to pick the lock. Thief. Pick it. The door easily gives way. Beyond the doorway, the apartment is empty. The fact that you can cross the threshold without an invitation is proof that nobody currently calls it home. Morrow's apartment is a temple of filth and decay. The foul smell of standing water hangs in the air, seeping out from the small bathroom towards the tiny bed and its bare mattress. Every mirror is broken. as is most of the furniture. The damp has worked its way into every nook and crevice. This reminds me of that a couple of NextFest ago, maybe like 5 NextFests ago, we played like a Vampire the Masquerade like visual novel kind of game. This seems to be I don't is there things in this other than text? You close the door behind you, not bothering with the primitive lock. This is the last lead you have to Morrow's location and the reason for your pursuit. A watch whose second hand no longer ticks, carefully engraved with the dead person's name. A gold ring, tarnished but important, memory of a relationship that is no more. A locket with a broken clasp. It hides a face that you refuse to forget. I don't know. It's the locket. It was not worth much, but it was yours. Why he took it, you do not know. An accident, a moment of cruelty, the order of your sire. Looking to remove any troublesome ties. That's something he can answer when you find him. Search for clues around the bed. Look in the pizza box. The bed is a bare mattress atop the cracked wooden frame. There's a single pillow and a few unwashed bits of clothing that apparently serviced Morrow as a blanket while he was here. A coat, a pair of pants, an old pizza box lies next to them. Look in that pizza box. That's where it is. June 2024, by the way, Billy. Okay, gotcha. Oh my god! That's the rat we could have had! An irritated rat squeals, angry to have been stirred from its impromptu bed amongst the crusted strands of mozzarella. Drop the pizza box in a hurry. Vampire or not, rats. Fortunately, you don't need to fight over old pizza. The rat glowers as you close the pizza box back down over its head and leave it to sleep. Let's look in the pizza box again. Search through the clothes. The pockets all appear to be empty until you get to a pair of old black slacks. Inside is a wallet. Empty except for a few nickels and an organ donor card and a long expired driver's license. The face of Elijah Morrow stares at you. Your sire's vassal, working in the sun so that they could rule the night, the traitor. At least now you have a photograph to show people, instead of trying to describe a man with few distinguishing features except for the neck scars. Look under the bed. Or I must have traded one. Aside from the dust, the only thing under the bed is a small shoebox. Inside, a pair of syringes, a spoon, a rubber tourniquet, and some needles. They look blunt, heavily reused. Alright. Must have traded one addiction for another. Search the desk. Check the top drawer. Force the drawers open. Flick through the rest of the diary. Put the diary back in the drawer. Check the middle drawer. Check the bottom drawer. Leave the desk. Search the bathroom. Examine the filthy bathtub. Examine the state of the toilet. Morrow did not, in fact, hide anything in the cistern, nor did he flush before he departed. Flush the toilet before you leave. It's about time that someone did. Yeah, flush that thing. Read the residual echoes of the room. You're not gifted with corpse talking. Open the medicine cabinet. The cabinet is mostly empty. A bottle of cheap off-brand aspirin, an empty pack of iron supplements. Underneath that is a small metal key, too small for a door. The key to tomorrow's desk, most likely. Seems little point in picking it up now. Whoops. Consider the evidence you have discovered. This was definitely where Morrow ended up after shirking his mission in this miserable city and severing all contact with the Shadow. While here, he tried to bleed himself dry of his master's blood. Their influence. Does that work? Vampiric vassals are typically too subordinate to their lords to even try. But the same is not true of their heirs. You're here on your own business, nobody else's. Ancient instincts prickle. You're not alone. Behind you, a breath of defiant fear, defying not just your presence, but the ever-crawling urge to get away from it as quickly as possible. You turn, hands raised in readiness. An open palm can easily become a claw.
What do you think you're doing in here? We're sick of you damn cold bloods acting like you own the place. Dead is dead.
Oh my god! Old Lady Martha! Shift into mist to avoid the blast. Alright, let's do it. The shadows curl around you, and you are one with them. The old woman fires, but the shots pass straight through you, smashing the window behind. She drops the gun, backing away in terror. The warmth of her blood calls out to you. How long has it been since you last fed? You shouldn't eat old ladies, okay? Too long, too many hungry nights, struggling with your thirst and the need to keep a low profile. But now, it's close enough that you can almost smell it, hear it, pumping and pounding in her chest. Hot, alive, pure. Every instinct whispers to you to take it all, that nobody will ever know, nobody will care. We're Shadow. Let's get suck that grandma. Suck her dry. Yeah. Trait lost. Consensualist. Uh-oh. Non-consensual. The old woman presses back in terror, whispering to a god who isn't listening. You grip her by the hair and sink your fangs deep into her neck. Blood surges up into your mouth. The only thing that even temporarily relieves the burning thirst that hangs around you with the familiarity of an old friend and the suffocating hug of a noose. Well, put the body on the bed, if she's still alive, if unconscious. Leave her lying on the ground. Even the game is like, thumbs down. Asshole, okay? No. Just fucking don't be a dick. Alright. She's still alive, if unconscious. You carefully rest her body on the bed and brush your hands off on your clothes. A little lingering blood. Nothing unusual, not even something that most people would notice these nights. Step back out into the cold streets of Cradlebridge. The rain never seems to end in this place. You were a bad vampire, I'm sorry. You sucked her without her consent. Are you gonna dump her on the ground too? Yeah. Hey, the game didn't give me a thumbs down for sucking on grandma. Ma dang. Cradlebridge, the dead market district of a dying city. The perfect place to stash those vampires unable to claw their way up from the gutter. Place where vampires can gain amnesty for any and all past crimes in exchange for a pinky promise to keep their instincts in check henceforth. Home, at least for a few. If the night does not belong entirely to you, or if only vampires still had nothing to fear at night. Hey, pull them up, man! Two figures in leather watch from the depths of an alleyway. They see you walking alone. They see that even in the cold of night, your breath leaves no clouds. You pass, trying to avoid eye contact. It's been many days since you fed properly. What are you talking about, man? What? Hang on a second. Don't fucking lie to me. The old woman's weak blood barely even scratched the surface of your thirst. Unbelievable, okay? There was life still in that blood. Oh, man. Anything but proper, Billy. Okay. You fed with no table manners, so you get no power. All right. The pair recognize your weakness, even at a distance. They produce something from their pockets. Oh, they're masked up. Their steps match yours as they put on their masks. Cheap, featureless party masks, sprayed white. Originally a sop to anonymity. Now, a symbol of defiance against vampires sharing the streets with the still living. Trouble. If this is going to happen, let it happen now. Prepare to defend yourself. This opponent will most likely destroy you. Hey! Fuck! I didn't know that! Oh, I can't run now! Help me, little stone demon guy! Bring out my phone! I call 911! Fuck! Oh! Okay. You fight back, but it's 2 against 1, and soon inevitability takes its course. As your strength gives out, all you can do is fall into a heap on the ground and try to weather the incoming storm of spit, kicks, and insults. They lose interest before getting any further, leaving you lying in a mess of boot marks and bruised ribs. With a few deep breaths, you bring the pain under control. That battle took more out of you than it should have done. You need fresh blood. You need answers. Most of all, you need to get out of this city before it swallows you up. A few minutes of rest, then back to your sanctuary. Sunrise always arrives sooner than you expect. Man. Act 1. The King of Cradle Bridge. The rusted metal of your bed creaks underneath you, its mattress damp and encrusted with ancient patches of blood, sweat, and semen. The last stinging memories of the day's bad dreams fade into the increasingly familiar drip, drip, drip of a waking nightmare, lit by a cheap, flickering bulb. Reluctantly, you crawl out of your bed. The bare floor is cheap wood spiked with splinters. Everything aches. Everything is cold. Your blood sits stagnant in your veins, no longer at the whim of a beating heart. You pull yourself to your feet and take a moment to lick at your still unfamiliar fangs. Check the mirror. We don't think we're going to see anything in the mirror, right? You wipe the dust from the mirror, no reflection of course, but the empty frame staring back through is still discomforting. Perhaps for the moment, however, that's for the best. Open the drawer. There could still be something useful in it. Cross atop a Gideon Bible stings at your eyes, burning like chili peppers. Unable to bring yourself to touch it, you shut the drawer tight. The pain slowly fades, though the scorched afterimage lingers considerably longer. Peer out the window. The planks almost cut out the deadly sunlight. You fix the planks back into position and look down at the street below. It's quiet, but not the peaceful, relaxing kind. It's the kind of quiet of a place where everyone minds their own business because they really don't want to get caught up in anyone else's. Skin is always dry and always cold to the touch. And now you can call yourself immortal. You have all the time in the world. A cheap hotel room in one of the most impoverished, dangerous parts of the city. The windows are barely boarded up enough to keep the sun from your skin, and the room's heater struggles to even take the edge off the rising damp. Home for now. Equip the items. Get changed into one of your outfits, I guess. You consider your choices. Outfits can increase your confidence, boost your skills, as well as offer protection. They do not otherwise define you, just your tastes in modern fashion. Remove all your clothes instead. Your birthday suit is technically a suit. Oh, we're naked. Oh, we're naked. Nice. Butt-ass naked. Crawl back into bed and try to get some sleep. It's time to get out of this dump. You open your door to find a tiny girl kneeling outside. I'm not wearing... No! No, this isn't what I wanted! We're gonna go to prison immediately.
Wasn't expecting a face full of that tonight.
I'm sorry! You open the door to find a tiny girl kneeling outside, a rat on her shoulder and a lockpick in her hand. She blinks in surprise, both at your unexpected presence and extremely unexpected nakedness. Jail. Jail. I'm sorry. Who the hell is she? Okay. Vampirism is particularly hard on those turned before their time. Agatha has been an 11-year-old for over 100 years. That doesn't make it okay! Living by her wits on the streets of a world that will never see her as anything else. To her armies of rats, however, she is mistress, commander, and beloved bringer of cheese and nibbles. I don't like it! Who are you?
Sorry, thought you was out, obviously. Name's Agatha. Wow, no offense, but you're looking like death up there. Want a rat? Nice and juicy. Probably not even carrying the plague.
Is she offering to feed you a rat?
Yeah, go for it. You don't mind, right, Jimbo? Well, probably he will, but whatevs. Been a real prick lately anyways, so yum yum, eh?
Okay. Politely decline the offer. You have your standards, even if sometimes reluctantly. No, we'll eat a rat. The rat's wet fur smells of sewer water and disease. It squeals in panic as you squeeze a hand around it. And before you can sink your fangs into its flesh, wriggles free and clamps its own teeth onto your nose. Agatha burst out laughing.
Man, can't believe...
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, I clicked on accident. Agatha has lost some respect for you. Oh, this is not our fucking day, dude. Oh my god. We are the worst actual fucking vampire. Was she trying to rob your hotel room?
Quit living in the past. Listen, I got nothing better to do, so maybe I can show you around a bit. Few good hunting spots, places where you can almost keep dry.
Can I put
You
on
can
some
thank me by buying
clothes?
me a blood sometime.
You'd like to see how she hunts.
Righteous. Guess I'll tag along for a bit then.
Okay, can I put on clothes now? Let's put on clothes. I don't like hanging around this kid butt-ass naked. Okay, great. Lobby. That's your companion. They help you, okay? Oh, wait, what's this? Monica Vale. We haven't met. We probably won't. Try to keep it that way. My name is Monica Vale, but you can call me God if you like. It's my job to keep a lid on the ghastly little messes our kind are prone to making. So a warning to get us on the same page here. Be boring, or be smart. Land on my shit list and we'll have trouble. Specifically, I will, and then you will, and then I will not. Kindly take this for the threat that it is. Whips and kisses, MV. Okay. Clerk sits behind it, smoking a fresh joint. Clerk yawns as you approach, barely even bothering to look up. The smell that hangs around him isn't tobacco. Sneak a look at the resident list. Your thief skills are capable of this. Okay. The book is upside down and written in what can only be the greatest of generosity be considered legible handwriting. Most of the names are meaningless to you. Your own is marked as being on the 3rd floor with a prominent V symbol scribbled next to it. That's me, Duncan D. Domino Quick. His name is slightly faded. Whoever Domino Quick is, they have clearly been here for a while. There's no other details in the book. Sophia Sterling, the latest name to be written in next to room 16, atop many other hastily crossed out names. You've never visited it, but there are often rather eager-looking gentlemen waiting outside, checking their watches with some urgency. Duncan D. Ah, yes, that would be you. You glanced down to check that you're still there. It appears that you are. Okay, great. Clerk stares past you, shiftless, yet counting its minutes until the end of his shift. He takes yet another drag from his cigarette. I thought he said it was a joint! Is it a joint or a cigarette? Tell me about the establishment. That's not a cigarette, that's cig-a-weed. The clerk gives you an expression that suggests that all of the words people have used to describe this particular slice of heaven, estimable, is not one of them. The Halcyon Hotel certainly had its golden age once, but these nights, the basic rule is to not complain about the cockroaches because they've been polite enough to not complain about you. Okay. You step from the damp warmth of the Halcyon into the streets of Cradlebridge, where light is swallowed by the darkness and few dare venture without good cause. The old town is not far, and it seems like the best place to begin your search for Morrow. But your thirst burns, and it will not be left unsatiated for long. I wonder if, for the final version of this game, if it's intended to, like, have any of this stuff voiced. Obviously, there was, like, the old lady was voiced, and, like, this kid is voiced, but, like, I don't know how many characters are intended to be voiced, or if any of the main dialogue is just going to be left. I'd just be curious. The writing seems pretty good, and the music is fine. There's like some jazz stuff going on in the lobby there. Yeah. Agatha leads you through the back alleys of Cradlebridge, her rats scurrying ahead to clear the way. She moves at fast scamper eyes, constantly on the lookout for anything worth stealing.
Well, while we're here, I guess.
Eventually, she pulls on your arm, ducking into the darkness behind an overflowing dumpster. Further down the alley, a young woman is being harassed by a creepy-looking man in a suit. Suddenly, the alley is alive with crawling vermin. The rats surge towards the creepy man, biting at his ankles and hands. He screams and tries to shake them off, but they're relentless rats. Agatha watches with a grin, her eyes glinting with amusement. She lets one of them climb onto her head as she approaches the terrified, confused-looking woman.
Don't mind the rats. They don't bite folks much, except assholes.
She kneels down to thank Agatha for her assistance. With just a slightly guilty look, Agatha strikes. She grips the young woman around the neck and sinks her fangs in deep. Fortunately for her, Agatha doesn't need to drink very much to satisfy herself. But the shock still leaves her lying on the ground in a daze. Agatha wipes her mouth and looks over toward you, shrugging.
Look, I was totally planning on going for the guy, okay? But we all gotta eat. Come on, let's skedaddle before the peelers show up.
I'm not going to bite an innocent. We already did that once.
She'll be fine, probably. Stick her behind that bin and let's skedaddle before the cops show up.
Billy reading chat and then just moving on to tell us so much. Look, I've got a ton of shit to read here. I don't have time to... I don't have time. You reach down and check the young woman's pulse. She'll be bleeding out for a hole. This is a mistype. But will survive. Vampire bites tend to be non-fatal, unless the vampire is particularly hungry or the victim is particularly weak. A dead victim is a victim that cannot be milked again for the future. Agatha's already scampering back towards the street. There's little else that you can do but follow. Free clinic. Old Town. Can I ask? No? Okay. The cold face of Charity. The dim light of Charity glows in this corner of a largely deserted strip mall. The other establishments are closed or empty. A couple of young drug dealers hang around the outside, ready to move in on anyone in obvious signs of pain or addiction. Inside the crowded waiting room smells of harsh antiseptic, with the overworked and barely paid doctors spending more time on triage than medicine. Stern-looking woman's on duty. Heh, duty. Ask for an appointment. Vampires can get injured too. Show her Morrow's driving license. Has he been here recently? The receptionist looks at the license, but only shrugs. Morrow's been here. He hasn't made much of an impression. Appointment? The receptionist gives you a weary look. She scribbles something down on a pad and pushes it across the table. Her handwriting is hard to read, but you can make out the words Finch Street and Raphael's. Once you've read it, she pulls the pad back. Back away from the reception desk. You won't get anything more here. Okay. Hospital? I don't know. Thanks. This, I mean, the art here looks okay, but like, it just really, really looks like somebody drew a normal person and then was like, oh shit, they have to be a vampire, don't they? And then they just like kind of scribbled in some teeth. and then like, God, is it weird that just the fangs are sticking out? I better put in some like little twofers, just some front teeth in there. That's just what it looks like. Wandering down a side street, you encounter a nervous-looking girl in tough street clothes that neither suit nor fit her. She seems to be trying to attract the attention of passing vampires. What few are around in this corner of Cradle Bridge. Occasionally, she stops to touch her fangs, clearly still uncomfortable with them. You can't help but notice that they make her speech slightly slurred, in a way that vampires rarely experience issues with. Actually, this is how I used to talk before I had vampire teeth. The girl looks relieved, as if she wanted to throw herself into your arms. Her eyes flicker nervously, never quite meeting yours.
Oh, thank God. I've been so alone since I got, since it happened. I'm new in this city, and I really need to find a blood pact to join. Are you part of one already? It's, okay to say if you are.
What does she mean by blood pact?
You don't know about blood pacts? It's like the law, isn't it? The secret, the secret empire of government gay.
Are you calling? Hey, not all vampires is gay, lady. All right, that's kind of fucking racist a little bit.
I mean, of course, nobody talks about it. They're not going to break the covenant of silence. That's the first precept of the sevenfold proclamations. The deacon would be furious.
Lady?
You haven't even made exordium to the deacon? But what if the Fury's here? Oh, don't worry. He'll be merciful. Probably.
She grabs you by the arm. You don't seem to have much of a choice here. Those teeth are fake, aren't they? Yeah, they might be. She's a chaser. Oh no. The girl quickly drags you down the street to a door behind the bookshop. Cygnus's Rare Books. A door leads down into a red basement, moodily lit with flickering candles. She seems nervous about this. The basement is laid out like a low-budget temple, decorated with vampiric imagery and wall scrolls listing something called the Scarlet Ordinances. At the back sits a figure on a makeshift throne, one gold tooth glinting in the light. He beckons to you. The girl totters forward.
Darkness, smile on you, master.
On her ill-fitting heels, bowing as she makes her own introduction. Oh dear. Where's your kid? The kid's still with us. Show absolutely no respect. Is that vampire Tim Curry? Yeah, a little bit.
Ah, another dear little lost lamb. Let the beneficence of the legate shine upon you as we gather here to pay tribute and be reborn once again in the sultry bosom of the night.
What? You want to know what the fuck are you talking about, man? I wish that you could talk to this girl about this situation. That would be nice. Welcome back, Dunkin' Donuts. Tuesday, September the 2nd. Culture Clash of Symbols. I'm just going to read my phone. You don't mind, right? You came to the city in the hope of a fresh start and the last connection you have to your previous life, but found only poverty, intolerance, and hunger. Now you sit in a cheap hotel room with little obvious future. Okay. All right. She complained about walking earlier. Yeah, I know, but like she doesn't seem to have anything to say right now. I can't click on her or anything. What do you mean by Deacon Mace?
Oh, you flatter me by asking. I am, of course, Maze, deacon and preceptor of this domain.
Legate?
You must have been poorly informed by your sire. Legate Varnov is the master of the Sanguinate, which has guarded the gates of the labyrinth since time antediluvian. Never fear. Its doors are open to all who walk the night.
No, this is some weird vampire subcult shit. I don't like this. I'm out of here, man. Nah, this is like some weird... This is like Vampire Jesus or something.
The history of the Sanguinate? Why, it is nothing less the history of vampiredom itself. For there were dark times once, when all stood naked, alone and afraid against the light. It was the legate himself who formed the ebony
it sucks. It vampire sucks.
And guard the holy precepts.
What's this blood pact the girl was talking about?
The blood pact is the most sacred act of consanguination. A simple tithe of, 12% of earnings and worldly goods is considered a fair sum these nights. Unless, of course, you would accelerate your potential.
So far, we've eaten one grandma, got our shit rocked by humans, exposed ourselves to a child, got out-hunted by the same child, and now we're stuck in an old shop with some freaky lifestylers. Yeah, I'm such a great vampire. The man smiles with effortless charm and eyes that compel you to step into his grace. The girl that looks at him with nervous awe, eyes flicking back to you with barely repressed nerves. You carefully consider the great secrets you have just been entrusted with, and the one question that they do not have yet to answer. Does anybody actually buy all this bullshit? Yeah.
The impertinence of the young. If I had spoken one word of falsehood, let Legate Vasilev himself tear my liar's tongue from my mouth. Learn from Hazel here, young one. She has clearly embraced the glory of tradition.
He said the legate was called Varnov. These blood packs sound like a pyramid scheme. Hazel never actually told him her name. Pyramid scheme.
By Abel's bones, such calumnious impertinence. The blood pact is a sacred, multi-leveled brotherhood. And sisterhood, of course. Blood trickles up, yes, indeed. But also down. Where is the sin in vampires aiding other vampires to be the most that they can be?
You said Varnov?
Well, our legate has had many names in the endless night. Have we not all? What matters if he be Vasilov, Varnov, or Volva?
Don't call him Volva, please. Don't fucking do that. Hazel opens her mouth to say something. Her fangs slip off her teeth for a moment. Oh my god, she is fake! She quickly clamps a hand on her face, blushing beet red.
You must have misheard. My child, We have never met before this evening, have we?
No, Master.
There, you see. A simple trick of the ear.
Yeah, it's just, okay, so that's completely intentionally drawn that way then. Because, I mean, it's like I said right away. Oh, man. The deacon sighs, holding up his hands in defeat. When he looks up, it is almost amused with almost amused surrender.
Hazel, my dear, I do believe we have been rumbled. By your mark, one might observe. We will speak of this later. Go to your corner.
Hazel scurries away, looking terrified. Maze sighs, chutting with fond disappointment.
Well, isn't this delightful? A fellow vampire with a little bit of brain. Sometimes I truly fear that our little gray cells leak out with the blood.
Does this sanguinate scam actually work? What's the deal with Hazel, really?
Ah, dear, darling Hazel. My thrall, if you pardon the expression. I thought this would be an interesting little test of wit to find suitably pliable marks. Alas, you stand as evidence that she failed, rather miserably at that.
I was looking for you earlier today and couldn't find you. Kintsugi, I've been here for all 11 hours. Yeah, you should have looked here. Not there. You should have looked here.
Alas, it is one of my more successful little ruses since the tearing down of the veil. Shall I tell you a little secret about people? People long to be part of something, a greater story, to give their pain meaning. They crave it, and will drink down any insipid little falderal that dares make them feel special. A kindness, really.
So there's definitely no secret society out there?
Can we truly say there is not? Any secret society has a wonderful advantage, to wit, being secret. The rest is merely trimming.
Okay, I'm gonna skip some dialogue a bit, because it's gonna be time for me to get going, I think.
That, it would seem, rather depends.
Accept a cut of the profits from the scam. Demand your 20%. Your grifter skills will be tested by this. I'm not doing this, dude. I'm out of here.
Bother and buckeration. Very well. I acknowledge you as a victor, and will cease this amusing little charade forthwith. Let us shake hands and part as friends. Do visit my humble shop, should you be in the neighborhood. Knowledge, at least, is a quest we can share.
I don't think we get the option. I mean, if she's down to clown, then we can, Indignant, but I don't know if that's the thing. Okay. Why are you guarding this burned out wreck?
Place burned down years ago, didn't it? Anything else? Ain't none of your business.
Doesn't look like, you're here to see the doctor. Doesn't look like he's in, though.
That goddamn freak. Hid away here for years, pretending to be normal. Fire put an end to that. Hard to pretend you're one of us after. You'll see. You'll find him down in the basement. Follow the screams.
Okay. Don't need checking up. I'll be waiting here, okay? Descend. Ugh. Figure-clad in filthy undergarments and a doctor's coat, hunches over a table, his skin burned and blistered. Under his bone saw lies a patient, biting down on a thick stick with straining, fanged teeth. Stomach is open, ribs bent and twisted. The doctor slices happily into a necrotic fat.
Now, don't be a big baby. Let's see a brave face. There we go. Nurse, forceps.
He looks to be torturing the other vampire. Attempt to stop him. You grab the doctor's arm. He jumps in surprise, his hand full of black worms, oily and slithering. Hundreds more writhe in his patient's stomach.
Nasty little things, but fascinating. They grow inside the stomach and feast on the delicious necrotic tissue. Over time, the flesh grows back, the little worms have little babies. Life, it always finds a way.
Did you do this? No, he's helping them, apparently. Patient stares at you over her wide-open ribcage. All the screaming has left her hoarse, and her voice impossible to hear. She swallows hard, trying to make a gesture that is grisly as the scene is. She's grateful for the doctor's torturous ministrations. The doctor smiles, as if that settles it. The worms on the floor squirm from the pain of the light.
The true spirit of modern medicine.
Okay. Okay. This game seems pretty cool, I gotta say. Visual novel kind of stuff isn't really my jam typically, but the art's really nice. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of funny. Voice work when it's there is good. They probably don't have any intention of doing any of this stuff like the main character's thoughts probably aren't going to get voice worked, I would guess, but I don't know for sure. That would probably be just like pretty expensive stuff to do, especially if you got somebody talented to do it. But all the voice work that's there is pretty good, or great even, and yeah. I know that there's probably a lot more content to be had here, but I've already been playing this for quite some time, and I've been going for more than 11 hours 20 minutes today, so didn't you play another visual novel earlier? I mean, this is NextFest, Mystic. I'm playing all kinds of stuff that I wouldn't normally play. So yeah, a visual novel. Vampire RPG. According to the Steam page, the companion you get is determined by your sire. Oh, okay. So because I chose like Street Smart or whatever, or like the shadow guy or whatever, that's probably why we got the companion as the kid. Solid voice acting when it's there. Interesting writing. Some creepy stuff, some funny stuff. Seems like a really well made visual novel. Definitely, if you're interested in visual novel stuff, like, this is going to be really good. I think it's an above average visual novel for sure, I would say. Also really nice art. Excellent art as well. Seems like it's really well made. No, not a stream game for me. Right? Not typically anyway. And I definitely recommend checking that out. This is cool.